I sat on the edge of my bed, phone in hand, and read the message again. Not because I didn't understand it, because I wanted to feel the full weight of it before I decided what to do next. My dad called me a loser and said I couldn't attend the family dinner. No one of relatives want to see you here. He giggled. The giggle was the part that stayed with me, not the words. The sound of him enjoying saying them. I smiled. Not the fake kind. The real one that comes when something inside you finally bends so far it has to break or let go. I let go. I left the family chat. No goodbye, no last word. Just a thumb pressing a button while my other hand stayed perfectly still in my lap. Then I opened my banking app. The mortgage supplement I'd been sending every month since Mom got sick, canceled. The autopay on his truck loan, gone. The credit card I'd co-signed when he said his credit was just temporarily ruined and he needed someone who believed in him. I removed myself as an authorized user and watched the available balance drop to zero on his end. I didn't do it fast. I did it in the order I remembered setting each one up, like reading a diary of every time I'd chosen them over myself. First payment was for his dental surgery. Second was my younger brother's tuition I'd been covering so Dad wouldn't have to call him a failure too. Third was the internet bill. Fourth was the car insurance for the vehicle I wasn't allowed to park in their driveway. By the time I finished, my phone had buzzed 5 times from the family chat I was no longer in. I didn't check. I knew what it looked like, my absence becoming its own kind of presence. I slept badly, not from guilt, from the strange lightness of no longer bracing myself. In the morning, someone knocked. Not Dad. My mother's older sister, the one who stopped coming to family dinners 3 years ago after Dad made a joke about her divorce at the table. She stood in my doorway holding a manila envelope. I saw the chat, she said. My husband sent me a screenshot before you left. I didn't ask why her husband was still in there. She didn't explain. She handed me the envelope. Inside was a deed. My grandmother's apartment in the East End. The one Dad had told me was lost in legal things. When I asked about it after she passed, Aunt wiped her shoes on my doormat even though they weren't dirty. She signed it over to you the month before she died. Dad never filed it. I did. Took 3 years and a lawyer I couldn't really afford. I looked at the date on the signature. Grandma had signed it the same week. Dad first called me a disappointment for choosing community college over a trade. Why now? I asked. You smiled when you left the chat, she said. I saw the screenshot. That's not the face of someone who loses. I didn't move out of the city that week. I moved out the next day. The apartment needed work. I did it myself. Sanded floors at midnight, painted walls and old clothes. No one called to ask where I was. 3 weeks later, Dad texted from a number I hadn't blocked because I hadn't thought I needed to. The auto payment for my surgery fund bounced. I typed back, deleted. Typed again, I hope you find someone who belongs there. I sent it. Then I blocked him, not in anger. In the same quiet way I'd left the chat. A thumb pressing a button while my other hand stayed still. That night, I ate dinner alone in my grandmother's kitchen. The table was too big for one person. I didn't mind. I thought about the giggle. I thought about the envelope. I thought about how long I'd been paying to sit at a table that was never mine. I didn't win anything. I just stopped losing pieces of myself one payment at a time. The phone stayed dark. The floors stayed sanded. And for the first time in 31 years, no one in my family expected anything from me. It was the quietest I'd ever been and the most I'd ever said.